My dear student friends, hope you are fine. Today, let's go through American writer Mark Twain's A Saturday Morning Adventures. Are you ready to enjoy this funny day? It's an exciting and thrilling journey. Let's go with Tom. A Saturday morning. The story opens with Aunt Polly scouring the house in search of her nephew Tom. Tom, no answer. Tom, no answer. Where can he be? Aunt Polly asked herself. He must be somewhere here. She went to the door, looked out into the garden, and shouted again. Tom! Tom! No answer. The old lady stood there thoughtfully. Suddenly she heard a sound behind her. She turned round quickly. There was Tom near the cupboard door. Cupboard means a piece of furniture or small recess with a door used for storage. He had jam all over his face. What have you been doing? Aunt Polly asked angrily. When Tom did not answer, she went on. You have been stealing jam again? Steal means to take something without permission. Don't tell me that you haven't. Haven't I told you 100 times to keep away from that cupboard? Where is the stick? Aunt Polly took her stick and raised it high. She was about to strike Tom hard. Look behind you, Auntie, shouted Tom. Aunt Polly looked behind her. This was Tom's dance. He rushed out of the house. He climbed over the fence. Fence means a boundary round a place. Soon he was far away. Aunt Polly was angry, but she laughed. He's a bad boy, she said to herself, but I love him. He is my poor dead sister's boy, and I must look after him. I don't like to hit him, though I have to at times. If I don't punish him, he will grow up lazy and wicked. Lazy means unwilling to work or use energy. Wicked means mischievous, slightly bad. Yes, I must be strict. Aunt Polly sighed. Sigh means to take a long deep breath. I will have to punish him for stealing the jam. But how? I know. Tomorrow is Saturday, and there is no school on Saturdays. The boys have a holiday, but I will make Tom work. That will punish him. The next day, Saturday, was a holiday for the school. All the boys in the village were free. It was a beautiful day. The sun was shining, and the birds were singing. The trees and flowers looked fresh and lovely. Fresh means new. Lovely means beautiful. Tom, of course, wanted to go swimming. All other boys were going swimming. Tom came sadly out of the house. He held a long brush in one hand. In the other, he carried a bucket full of whitewash. Whitewash means a solution of lime or chalk and water used for painting walls white. His aunt asked him to whitewash the fence. Tom looked sadly at the fence. How high it is! How long it is, he thought. Indeed, the height of the fence was 9 feet and its length was 30 yards. Yard means a unit of length equal to 3 feet. Tom put his brush into the whitewash. He drew it slowly across the fence. It made a very small white mark. Tom tried again. Another very small white mark. Tom sat down and sighed heavily. He took out all the things that he had in his pockets. He had some marbles, some pieces of string, and 2 or 3 broken toys. No one will whitewash the fence for this, he thought. No, I must think of a better plan, he thought and thought. Soon he had an idea. He picked up his brush again and again, working hard. Ben Rogers was coming down the street. Tom pretended not to see him. Pretend means to imagine that something is true as part of a game. He worked harder than ever. Ben was eating an apple. He looked very happy. He was pretending that he was a big ship and was rolling like one. He gave orders in a loud voice, and the ship obeyed them. Obey means to do what you are told. He came up to Tom. He rubbed his eyes. "Why, Tom," he cried in great surprise. "You are working?" Tom said nothing. He went on with his whitewashing. He seemed very much interested in his work. "Tom, you are working?" Ben repeated. "Oh, it's you, Ben. I didn't notice you. I'm just going for a swim. You don't want to come, do you? You like working, don't you?" "This isn't work," Tom said quietly and went on painting. Quietly means without making noise. "Not work?" Ben exclaimed. Exclaimed means cry out suddenly. "Oh no, I like it. Whitewashing is fun. You have never whitewashed a fence, have you?" "Well, no, I haven't." For a while, Ben stood there watching Tom. Tom paid no attention to him. Attention means special care. All his attention was given to his work. At last Ben said, "Let me whitewash a little." "Oh no, Ben. I'm going to make this fence look fine. I have promised Aunt Polly. Besides, it's so interesting. Let me do just a little," begged Ben. Beg means ask humbly for something. "No, I'm sorry, Ben, but I can't. Aunt said that I must do it myself. If you do it, you will make a mistake. You will spoil everything. It's looking so nice now." Spoil means make less good or enjoyable. "I shan't make a mistake. I will be careful. You can have my apple if you let me." Slowly and unwillingly, Tom handed the brush to Ben. Ben worked hard. It soon grew hot, but he went on working. Tom sat there, watching and eating Ben's apple. When Ben had done enough, other boys came along. At first they laughed at Tom, as Ben had done, but soon they too were whitewashing the fence. Of course, they had to pay Tom before he let them help him. They gave him their best things: 12 marbles, a tin soldier, a key, a dog's collar, the handle of a knife, and 4 pieces of an orange. Tin soldier means a toy soldier made of tin or other metal. Tom had an easy time. He did not work, but soon the fence had 3 coats of whitewash on it. My dear student friends, let's go through the words and try to say from the memory. Saturday morning, answer, Aunt Polly, shouted, thoughtfully, quickly, cupboard, stealing, strike, chance, fence, laughed, punish, tomorrow, holiday, village, beautiful, shining, singing, fresh, lovely, swimming, whitewash, sadly, indeed, height, 30 yards, white mark, side, heavily, marbles, string, broken toys, better plan, Ben Rogers, harder, pretending, rolling, rubbed, interested, repeated, notice, painting, quietly, exclaimed, fun, watching, attention, promised, mistake, careful, unwillingly, handed, quotes. Okay, my dear student friends, see you next week by a beautiful story theme, The Happy Prince. Thank you.